What if I told you that curing your anxiety is easier than you think? What if I told you that curing your anxiety doesn't necessarily depend on a medication or a supplement or a diet change or a change in your lifestyle or sleep habits? What if I told you that curing your anxiety only required a change in the way that you dealt with it in the moment? What if I told you that the emotion that you feel day to day and moment to moment is really just a sign that your body is trying to let it go? And all we need to do is start to work with that calling. What the body is asking for in moments of anxiety is for you to shift your awareness into the physical symptom associated with the emotion. And what that means is that if we experience with our anxiety a tight chest, a beating heart, sweaty palms, headache, your only responsibility in that moment and the way that you are going to cure your anxiety is to relax into the observation of the physical sensation. So move your awareness into the palpating chest and just feel it. I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart beating. I feel my throat constricting. I feel my throat constricting. I feel my palms sweating. I feel my palms sweating. Sit and rest in the physical sensation of the emotion and pull your awareness away from the mental reaction. If I feel this anxiety, how am I going to interact with my partner tonight? If I feel this anxiety, how am I going to sleep? If I feel this anxiety, what if I, mess up my presentation tomorrow and, lose my job and, then lose my salary and, everything that's associated. The mind will constantly roll and roll and roll and create scenarios that create more anxiety and more anxiety. And I think people can relate to the reality that this is often what triggers an anxiety attack, right? It's not the physical sensations itself, it's what the mind reacts with and the scenarios that the mind creates. Your only job in these moments is to let go or detach from the direction that your mind is trying to pull you and enter into your body. You need to make it a somatic experience. So you need to move your awareness from those thoughts into the physical sensations. That's why they're there. They're for you to focus on. And what that does is it sets up conditions in the body where the mind can fully and the body can fully let this anxiety go now. If you react to the anxiety with thoughts and you try to distract yourself with food, with drugs, with alcohol, with sex, whatever it is, your body is going to re-inhabit that anxiety. If you move into your physical body and you allow yourself to feel that in its fullness, again, the palpitations, the chest tightness, however it presents for you, you're creating conditions where your body can let that anxiety go. So what I want you to do is I want you to create a list, and it's going to look something, or I want you to create a chart, and it's going to look something like this. You're going to call it anxiety. And all I want you to do is write 100, 99, 98, 97, and so on and so forth down. I want you to think of these points as the amount of anxiety that is stored in your system. So if you're dealing with anxiety on a daily basis, I want you to consider that you have 100 points of anxiety. You have a finite amount of anxiety that's being stored in your nervous system. Every time you are able to observe the physical sensations connected to the emotion without reacting in the mind, I want you to check off and cross out a point. So now you just have 99 points of anxiety left to resolve. The next time, maybe it's later that day, maybe it's later that week, you have an opportunity, you feel the anxiety come up, you sit with the physical sensations until it passes. It surfaces, you observe it, you observe it, you observe it, and it passes. You cross out another 99. Now you only have 98 points of anxiety to resolve, and so on and so forth, down to 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. I promise you, if you introduce this technique, you will be astounded at how fast your body can move and heal your anxiety. This is not a lifelong diagnosis that you have to resign to, I promise you. Sticking with the physical sensation of the emotion or the anxiety allows your body to discharge it. I want you to think of your anxiousness in a finite amount. You have a finite amount of anxiety in you, stored from conception until this moment in time. Think of it like fizz in a bottle of pop or soda that's been shaken. As soon as you observe the emotion without reacting to it, you're allowing the anxiety to discharge from your body, just like fizz will discharge from a pop bottle. And every time you're given the opportunity to feel it, you want to lean into it. And you almost get to the point where you can actually ask for more anxiety, because what you know and what I'm telling you today is that every time you feel that anxiety without reacting to it, your body is letting some of it go. So if you start with, let's say, 100 points of anxiety that your body is harboring right now, and you get into an experience where you're feeling more anxiousness, you feel the physical sensations, and you stay with your only task, which is observing the sensation, your body now has 99 points. You've let 1 point go, and you do it again, 98, 97, 96, all the way down, 90, 80. Every time you have the opportunity to feel anxiety and you stay in the physical, you stay in the realm of observing the physical sensations, your body is dissolving it. It is literally letting it go. And you can see why you'll start to actually ask it. So as you get into the world, you'll almost ask for more anxiety, knowing that the more that you are given the opportunity to feel it, the faster you are going to heal it. So this is my quick tip today. I worked with a couple patients today that reminded me of how profound this technique can be, and I want to share it in this format. Anxiety can be debilitating. It is probably the single most frequent symptom that I see in practice, certainly when we look at the general population. It's affecting tens of millions of people every day worldwide, and there are tools that we can use to soften this that are profoundly effective. And I want to make clear that anxiety is never just the manifestation of one particular cause. There can be multiple causes contributing to that one symptom. There can be a nutrient deficiency like B12. There can be a toxicity like mercury. There can be a chronic infection like a virus or a bacteria or a yeast. There can be a drug interaction. There are multiple, there can be an unresolved emotional conflict from our past. There can be a multitude of causative factors contributing to that anxiety, but this technique is profoundly beneficial as a starting point. So if you are experiencing any anxiety right now, I encourage you to try this technique out. And please let me know how it goes. If you have any comments about it, the more people share below, the more people can see others' experiences of that technique. Certainly, if you know anyone experiencing anxiety, I'd ask you to share this as much as you can. This is a technique that really needs to be understood and practiced because of how simple and effective it is. Thanks everyone as always for listening. I'll see you guys on the next quick tip.